Supremes Jagru, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies and members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests and participants, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our delegation from South Africa. Bonjour and good morning. I am very pleased to have been invited to be here with you at the Indian Ocean Conference on Marine Spatial Planning towards sustainable use of the Indian Ocean. I know as member states of IORA, we are all like-minded and we want to ensure the sustainable use of this ocean that washes all our shores. We look forward to benefiting from your collective wisdom and experience in marine spatial planning. As you are aware, South Africa assumed the chair of IORA when Her Excellency Maite Ngwane Mashabane, South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, hosted the 17th Council of Ministers in October in Durban. South Africa is committed to continue to build on the dedication and hard work of our predecessor Indonesia and those who came before, such as Australia and India. We also look forward to working with the UAE as chair to take the association to even greater heights. In her opening statement at the Council of Ministers meeting, the minister said, and I quote, "The Indian Ocean region should be characterized as a region of peace, stability, and development, within which to pursue the goal of promoting socio-economic cooperation for the well-being and development of the countries and peoples of the Indian Ocean." This is the view that informs our theme that will guide our tenure as IORA chair until 2019. IORA, uniting the peoples of Africa, Asia, Australasia, and the Middle East through enhanced cooperation for peace, stability, and sustainable development. And she continues, "I do believe, however, that South Africa cannot achieve everything that we have set out to do without the critical support and resource of member states and dialogue partners alike. Indeed, IORA is the sum of us all, and it will only succeed with our combined commitment," close quotes. We, the member states and dialogue partners of IORA, have the joint responsibility to ensure proper marine spatial planning in the Indian Ocean. Oceans are fundamental for human well-being. The use of the wealth of our Indian Ocean needs to be managed together and holistically, and it cannot be planned or managed on a country-only or sectoral basis. In this regard, we are reminded and guided by the IORA Leaders Summits to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the association, when it declared that the blue economy should ensure the sustainable management and protection of marine and coastal ecosystems to avoid significant adverse impacts, including by strengthening their resilience and taking action for their restoration in order to maintain healthy and productive oceans and achieve inclusive economic growth in the Indian Ocean region. In South Africa, we have Operation Pakisa, Oceans Economy, which is a domestic government initiative to unlock the economic potential of the South African oceans, in line with the objective of addressing the triple challenges of unemployment, inequity, and poverty in the country. Pakisa in Sesotho, one of the languages of my country, means hurry up. Indeed, we need to hurry up if we want to develop this, our Indian Ocean, in a sustainable way that will benefit our people and protect it for generations to come. The primary role of Operation Pakisa, Oceans Economy, is to unblock structural inhibitors to the development of the sector, specifically looking at 6 priority areas, namely marine transport and manufacturing, offshore oil and gas restoration, marine protected areas and ocean governance, aquaculture, marine and coastal tourism, and small harbor and coastal property development. The focus on marine protection services and ocean governance seeks to implement an overarching integrated governance framework for the sustainable growth of the ocean economy that will maximize socioeconomic benefits while ensuring adequate ocean environmental protection. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of marine spatial planning in this endeavor cannot be overemphasized. Through effective ocean governance, we need to identify and manage interdependencies across socio-economic aspirations and environmental integrity. We know that a country and sectorial approach holds little or no consideration for the policies and plans of other sectors or requirements that may be conflicting or compatible within the country, let alone amongst countries that share the ocean. This single sector planning and management approach also limits the capacity of decision makers to proactively shape and plan for the future. This understanding that we need to plan our marine space makes this conference relevant and necessary for us all. Marine spatial planning is an approach to improve the rational planning, management, and governance of ocean space and marine resources. It is a critical and necessary tool for governments to coordinate and protect the various and sometimes divergent interests of the different entities that operate and often compete within the ocean space. With responsible and sustainable spatial planning, conflicts within and amongst countries can also be avoided. Conflicts will and do affect the ability of our Indian Ocean to provide the kind of services upon which all our people and economies, especially emerging economies, depend. Through the development of Operation Pakisa Oceans Economy, including a marine spatial planning framework, we have made huge strides towards stimulating the sustainable economic growth of South Africa's marine sectors to increase the contribution of our oceans to the national gross domestic product, create jobs, and ultimately reduce poverty. IORA is founded on the primacy of the Indian Ocean as the basis for membership, and it stands to reason that the association will benefit from the combined knowledge and experience that is gathered in this room. Sustainable marine spatial planning should be viewed as the enabler of the development of a sustainable blue economy, which we, as IORA member states, recognize as a priority for the sustainable development of our economies and communities. Finally, allow me to acknowledge the incredible strides this association has made under the leadership of Ambassador Barbara. With him as Secretary General, these past 6 years, the association has become more focused and results-oriented. Thank you, Ambassador Barbara. You are leaving a vibrant and dynamic association as your legacy. As the current chair of the association, we commit that together we will continue to grow and build to achieve the goals that we have set as an association. South Africa is also very honored and humbled that Dr. Nomvuyo Nogwe, my predecessor, South Africa's High Commissioner to Mauritius, was appointed at the Council of Ministers in South Africa in October as the new Secretary General of IORA. And boy, does she have big shoes to fill. We look forward to continuing our excellent cooperation with the Secretariat under Dr. Nogwe's stewardship. I thank you.
Commissioner, thank you. Thank you very much. I now have the honor and the privilege to call to the podium the Right Honourable Sir Honourable Jugnet for the keynote address. Minister, please.
Honorable Minister, Mrs. Fazila Jiwa Doriabu, Her Royal Highness Princess Nayani Mini, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Secretary General of the IORA, the Director General of the Department of Continental Shelf, Marine Zones, Administration and Exploration, senior representatives of the various ministries and departments, international resource persons and delegates, representatives of the private sector, representatives of NGOs, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It gives me an immense pleasure to address you at this inaugural session of the Indian Ocean Conference on Marine Spatial Planning, organized jointly by my ministry and the IORA. Personally, and on behalf of the government of Mauritius, I wish to extend a very warm welcome to all the participants, especially foreign delegates from member countries of the IORA, as well as experts on maritime spatial planning from different parts of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I will say that the organization of the Ocean Conference on Marine Spatial Planning had become an imperative as there has been, during recent years, a sharp increase in economic activities throughout the maritime zones of most IORA countries, which has led to an increase in the demand for marine space. In Mauritius, marine spatial planning has become even more pressing as we are facing multiple demands for allocation of ocean space for emerging marine activities such as marine renewable energy, seawater, air conditioning, oil, gas and mineral exploration, aquaculture, amongst others. The government of Mauritius is committed to making the ocean economy an important industrial pillar to sustain economic diversification, job creation, and wealth generation. To this end, we are leveraging on one of our largest asset base, which is our exclusive economic zone of 2.3 million square kilometers to develop our ocean industry. However, we are fully conscious of the sensitive and complex nature of the marine environment and the detrimental effect of uncontrolled and improperly managed activities. Having said that, I must hasten to add that our marine resources are not endless. And this is precisely why the concept of blue economy now ranks high on the international agenda for sustainable development. For small island developing states like Mauritius and other member states of the IORA, sustainable exploration of our marine resources is even more of paramount importance. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2015, the United Nations adopted the Sustainable Development Goals, and through the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, the international community has expressed its conviction that global challenges can only be met through globally concerted responses. Target 14.5, Sustainable Development Goals 14, provides that by the year 2020, member states should conserve at least 10% of their coastal and marine areas consistent with national and international law and based on the best available scientific information. In addition, Target 14.7 clearly stipulates that the sustainable use of marine resources should increase the economic benefits to small island developing states and least developed countries. This is exactly why countries at regional and international levels are increasingly working together to devise strategies on how best to preserve, conserve, and protect the marine environment. Obviously, a cross-cutting issue that is directly related to marine economic activities is the link between marine spatial planning and the marine environment. We see marine spatial planning as an urgent step in our quest to maintain a healthy ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, imperatively, sustainability should be a key element of our ocean development policies. If exploited sustainably, our seas and oceans have a huge potential to foster socio-economic growth and prosperity. The stakes are high. If we succeed, we will benefit from healthy oceans and seas that will create attractive and sustainable jobs for our young people. If we don't, we'll put this precious resource at risk and even endanger human lives. The changes faced by both the coastal regions and oceans increase the complexity of ocean management and make it essential to develop new management approaches. One such approach, ladies and gentlemen, is through marine spatial planning. Indeed, marine spatial planning can contribute to acquire the scientific information required for the effective implementation of SDG 14. The main aim of marine spatial planning is to identify the utilization of marine space for different sea uses, which, taking into account the preservation, protection, and improvement of the marine environment. Marine spatial planning contributes to the effective management of marine activities and the sustainable use of marine and coastal resources by creating a framework for consistent, transparent, sustainable, and evidence-based decision making. Ladies and gentlemen, let me briefly mention two main projects which the government of Mauritius is pursuing in the context of the development of the ocean economy and which have a direct bearing on marine spatial planning. The first one relates to the conduct of a multi-client seismic survey for hydrocarbon exploration in the exclusive economic zone of the Republic of Mauritius, for which expressions of interest have already been invited from potential international companies. Multi-client seismic surveys are essential for the acquisition of new seismic data using modern technology in order to provide better prospection insights. The data acquired from multi-client seismic surveys will constitute a prime data set for government to negotiate and allocate future concession areas in our EEZ for detailed exploration and exploitation. The second project relates to the implementation of the Deep Ocean Water Application Project, which entails pumping deep sea water for the air conditioning of buildings in order to reduce the dependence on fossil fuels. Downstream activities such as bottling of desalinated deep sea water for local and export markets, aquaculture on land, fish farming, thalassotherapy, and the setting up of an international center for research into the attributes of deep sea water are also envisaged. In line with our intent to move forward in our ocean economy agenda coherently and responsibly, the government of Mauritius has set up a multidisciplinary team of experts under the stewardship of the continental shelf, marine zones, administration and exploration to elaborate the marine spatial plan for the exclusive economic zone of the Republic of Mauritius. The team, comprising representatives of government institutions, the private sector and non-governmental organizations, are currently actively involved in the elaboration of the plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to seize this opportunity to thank the IORA for partly funding the implementation by my ministry of the project entitled Developing an Enhanced Ocean Observatory in Support of Ocean Exploration and Development. The objectives of the project, expected to be completed in the first quarter of next year, are twofold. First, the project aims at developing a database framework for the sustainable management of marine resources by providing a centralized information system for marine spatial planning. Second, the project purports to raise awareness on ocean exploration and development through knowledge sharing, workshops, and educational activities with a focus on data discovery and management capability. In this regard, participants present here will be attending a training workshop on Ocean Observatory database tomorrow afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm confident that the outcome of the present conference and training workshop will help our team of experts in their work. I am also confident that the discussions that will take place today and tomorrow will culminate in a number of concrete recommendations that will benefit all members of the IORA and also serve as catalysts for policy formulation to support the sustainable development of our respective marine environments. Ladies and gentlemen, my concluding message to you is to continue doing the great work you do, share with one another, learn from each other, and about marine spatial planning, and think about how you can use this new tool to communicate in a smarter way to policymakers, industries, and the public at large. All this will help us manage and use our marine resources in a more prudent manner and as responsible nations in exploring and developing the full potential of our maritime zones for the benefit of our people. With these words, I wish you a constructive and productive conference and workshop. I have now the pleasure to declare the conference open. Thank you.
So, Honourable Jonathan, thank you very much. I think we can all agree that the stage has now fully been set for us to do deliberations and to find the solutions within what the Minister has asked us to do. Thank you very much, Minister. Before we move on with the program for the group photograph, I wish to ask your patience just to divert a little bit from the program. As the Secretary General have mentioned, it's our 20-year anniversary of the Indian Ocean Rim Association, and for this purpose we have developed a magazine, a commemorative magazine that addresses the existence, the history of the association from when it was started in 1997, or actually before that, when it was mentioned by the late President Mandela. The idea was initiated to have this association, so we started from 1995 till we had the Leaders Summit in March in Jakarta. It was followed by the Council of Ministers meeting in October, where South Africa took the chair. That's where we stopped. So we did this timeline from the beginning in 1997 to 2017. So, and you must agree that this is a wonderful opportunity that we have here at the moment, where we have Ambassador Bhagirat, who said that this will be probably his last speech as Secretary General of IORA. We have Sir Anurad here, that is really an opportunity that you should not miss. We have the Royal Highness Princess Tamini as well, and also from the Ministry. And I thought that this would be probably an opportune moment to ask the Minister to launch our publication. I can also mention copies of the magazine will be available at the registration desk outside of the room if you are interested. Thank you very much for your patience. Now to get back to the program again, I would like now to continue with the group photograph. So I would like to call on the ministers, high commissioners, ambassadors, and leaders of the delegation to come to the stage for the official group photograph, please.